Thought we did, sorry. There we go.
Just push the button.
All right, so. Okay, so yeah, welcome to First Fridays at 5. Just trying to start the presentation. Okay, sorry. Maybe I have to just present like this because it's not, can't seem to
So this works great.
I guess is that hope.
We can see
Okay,
your slides
awesome.
fine. And
Yeah.
sometimes with having like the choices for screen display, Zoom does little weird things. So if you're comfortable
Okay,
with this, we are
awesome.
too.
Oh, makes sense. Okay. Yeah, so welcome everyone to First Fridays at 5. First, I'm going to start out with some what's coming up in STC. So STC is having their season of learning. September's theme is TechCom Essentials. So if you'd like to learn about topics like the power of storytelling or cybersecurity fundamentals, you might want to check out other topics. You might want to check out what STC is offering there. On September 15th, Tracy Nathans-Kelly will be hosting a webinar, will be bringing us a webinar on how to create better presentations. She wrote a book called Slide Rules, and we've heard that she teaches a lot of great stuff, great tips about how to make better presentations. September 22nd, we'll have our leadership meeting, and our next meeting of First Fridays at 5 will be on October 1st. Christy Nicol, one of our other student liaisons, will be chatting with us about the meaning of words, learning from healthcare. And she's told us that we will also be chatting with her. It'll be, she said it'll be an interactive presentation or a guided conversation. So sounds like it'll be really interesting. Okay, so when you go to Zoom virtual meetings, you sometimes see people changing their background to all sorts of interesting stuff, and it's kind of cool. So question for you is, do you know how to change your virtual background in Zoom? And if you don't, we'll walk you through that right away. Right now you probably, I'll stop screen sharing as soon as I'm done talking through this, and then you can try this out if you'd like to. So while you're in a Zoom virtual meeting, and you've already allowed Zoom to share your video so that everyone can see your video, you'll now have a button that says stop video. So what you'll do is hover over that stop video button and find the up arrow, the little up arrow in it. Once you click on that up arrow, you'll get an option to choose the virtual backgrounds, and then you should get a menu of Zoom selection, or else you can click the little plus icon to add an image from your own computer. So that's what we're going to be doing, I believe, if you have pictures ready. So yeah, I have a few different prompts that in a minute I'll just have a few different prompts of like different images that you can show. Okay, awesome. Okay, so my first invitation to you is that if you would like to show us a background of a vacation that you recently took, and you just if you'd like to tell us about maybe you went to another country, or maybe you going to different cities in your state. Yeah, so you can show us kind of like where you've gone and maybe tell us a story about that.
I'll go ahead and start.
As you can tell, this is a fictional background. This is Hoth, the cold planet in Empire Strikes Back. And being as it's hot outside right now, it's nice to imagine it being nice and cool. And also thanks to COVID, I've not been able to do much traveling. So I get to travel virtually by either watching videos or movies or getting to see photos of different places. So I have Hoth over here to remind me of nice, cool weather coming up.
Well, I have mine here. This is in St. Martin, and our hotel was right on the beach, and you literally could see the planes landing, and people would raise their hands and practically touch the planes as they landed on the beach. And people like to hang on to the fence to see if they'd get blown into the water, but most of them ended up in the hospital if they did that one. So we never tried that one.
My picture, I'm inside of this is taken from inside of a gigantic teepee. It's like, you guys have teepees in the States, do you? Like the tents of the indigenous people. So it's just like anyway, so it's like a gigantic teepee in the city of Medicine Hat. So it's I forgot to take at the time. I forgot to take a picture of the teepee from the outside, but it's a very, very big teepee, and it's just it's like the skeleton of a teepee, not the actual cloth one, but yeah, it's kind of quite a nice place to visit. And my parents and I visited there. We went to one of the museums there, and we just had a day trip out there, and it was just a nice hot day, and very different, kind of as hot as it is this summer, but very nice little getaway even within my own province. Yeah, it does actually. It does look like I'm sitting right inside the teepee. So it's it was it was made for a great angle, and kind of yeah, definitely.
Behind, I'll go next. Behind me, you can see the first picture I took of when I saw the snow for the first time in Halifax, Nova Scotia. So it's downtown Halifax, you can see from here. And yeah, I mean, in India is not a country where you see where you see snow most of the time. And this was the first pic. I was with my son walking along downtown Halifax. So this was the first photo we took of snow. Yeah, a lot of memories attached to this.
Okay. Hi, I'm Em. This is a picture of a Caribbean reef shark in the Bahamas. And that's like my one main hobby is scuba diving. So yeah, like that.
So I'm going to video from one place and audio from another. I hope you can hear me. This is my house. I live in Winchester, Virginia. So there's my house. And you can see I live way out in the country. There's, I don't know if you can see, there's, to get TV where I am, we can't get cable, but we can get satellite. So we get our internet from satellite. You see the satellite dish on the chimney. And then that big metal thing on the top of the house that looks kind of like you would hang laundry on it. That's an old school TV antenna, and that's how we get television signal there. It's absolutely free, which is a great thing. There's not a ton of choices. And then the house is in an area that likes to do hot air balloons. There's a lot of hot air balloon enthusiasts out there, and where the house is, we tend to get a lot of balloon traffic, especially in the spring and in the fall. It's generally like right after sunrise, like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning, and then right before sunset. So 6, 7 o'clock. So that's my picture and that's my story.
You're probably wondering why I haven't jumped in already, because I usually do get in there right at the beginning, but I got stuck trying to download a larger picture that's actually a travel picture, and McDonald's got upset with me. McDonald's internet got upset with me and froze my screen. So I've been watching, but not able to talk. So this is a new logo that I picked because it's already on my machine. I didn't have to download it. So if anybody needs a new logo for, especially for social media, lots of times they want a circular image instead of a square image. So this one has our light bulb on it and the proper wording. So you can go ahead and use this, and it's in the logos and images file folder on the G drive. Thank you.
What you're looking at here, I hope you can see it. You can see my beautiful face, but the building behind is the most important thing. I had the opportunity in 2012 to go to Celle, Germany on business, but had a chance to do some sightseeing. And the town of Celle, of course, was built in the 1300s, and they have the characteristic orange roofs. The building you're looking at now, I don't know if you can read that in the background, it's a Gasthaus, translation, beer hall, translation, restaurant, translation, meeting house. This particular structure was built, from what I understand, in the 1500s, and has been renovated obviously several times since. But it was a beautiful example of 16th century architecture updated to modern day times. I really enjoyed walking around the town. Very small town, about maybe 2,000 people.
So this is Marilee, and I'm sharing, I'm going to move out of the way. I'm sharing a place on the Oregon coast, which is, let's see, my head is in the way. I love the coast here in Oregon. It's really quite beautiful. This was during the pandemic. It was actually last year, and this is one of our rocks, special rocks. Can you now I'm trying to remember the name of it. because we have Haystack Rock, and then we also have this other rock by the coast, and it's kind of a knockoff of that place, but it's just a very serene beach. And it was really nice to go there because we had been locked down for a few months, and just to get out was delightful and take this picture. It was a pretty nice day. I guess that's my photo.
Anyone else?
Does anyone else like to share?
I'm still admitting people from the waiting room here.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, I'm Paula. I jumped
Hey,
out so I
Paula.
could go get my background back since I had to redo my whole laptop. But this picture is from my backyard. It's actually reversed, should be flipped, but I bought this house last year and it came with these 5 big, beautiful rose bushes that bloom. It looks like I'm sitting outside, right?
Yeah, they're beautiful.
You're not sitting outside. It looks like you are.
Too hot to be outside.
Yeah, true.
Hey, Marilee, were those other kinds of rocks, are they called sea stacks? Where'd Marilee go?
I'm trying to remember the name of it. I was searching for some other pictures, and this is the one that I came up with. They don't call them sea stacks. I'm trying to somebody help me here. But that's a good name for them.
Okay, I was just wondering because I saw that name, but I thought maybe that was it. I'll keep looking for you.
Yeah,
I hate it when you
all
can't
right.
find a word.
Maybe I'll bring up our second prompt, but if anyone else wants to jump in with another place that they've been on, feel free to.
So Janetta just joined us. I don't know if Janetta, if you want to play background, it's kind of like background bingo here. You're welcome to. It looks like you've got your blur on. That's another option for the Zoom.
Yeah, let me find, I am just, the week before I left for my daughter's wedding, my main computer decided to die. So I was, I'm just getting my new one set back up again. So let me see here. There we go. So I've just got Zoom all back in here and a new monitor. So I was looking for, where are they hiding the backgrounds these days? Virtual background.
Do you have like I'm not sure what it looks like on your computer, but like I know then on some of it, some computers, it's there's like a stop video button, and then you just press the up arrow within the stop video button.
And Janetta, you're muted. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Okay, I found it. So hold on just a minute. I'm going to add got a couple pictures here. New computer, so everything's like totally. Like, where did I put everything?
So while Janetta's finding her background, I think see, I think Noel and Priyank are tied for the farthest away picture. Right? A lot of people posted pictures about their travel, but I think that when you go to another continent, I think you win.
Oh, well.
Priyanka's like, yeah, I didn't stay up till
I can
2
show
o'clock
you-
in the morning for nothing.
Yeah, I can, that's true, yeah. Yes, let's see here. Okay, I found where I am here.
Well, I went to another continent as well.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I missed that one.
And Noel did it too.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to a whole new galaxy, but that mine's fictional. Y'all's are real.
Yeah, I guess technically yours isn't the farthest away. It's another planet.
Another
Far, far
galaxy.
away, far, far away.
Yeah. Well, and a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far
Yeah.
away, right?
No, but I think for this, we should count real places.
Are we actually having a prize? I would have tried harder.
All our prizes are like, they're just the respect and love of everybody on
right.
this screen.
It's called
Right.
bragging rights.
Yeah.
Bragging rights. Yeah.
Oh, and don't change your backgrounds yet, you guys. I want to grab a screenshot. I probably should have gotten set up for that earlier. Probably something like it's on our CAA application, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I just changed mine to a covered bridge in Vermont.
Love it.
Yeah, Vermont in the fall's gorgeous.
I took a coal train ride in the Gatineau area to a covered bridge, and they actually turned the engine by hand when they reached the end of the road
Oh, wow.
track.
Wow.
That's
That was
cool.
part of the tour. You got to watch them turn the train around.
That's hey, that's pretty cool.
Oh, so they had they have a roundhouse, I guess, a turntable.
It was a big, like it was all outside, and they just walked around and spun the whole track around with the train on it.
Was the whole train or just
Just the engine.
Yeah.
Pushing it with their
Yep.
hands? Wow.
Well, they had like a post that they pushed onto the track itself instead of the actual engine. I suppose they didn't want to tip the engine over, but
We have something in Vancouver called a roundhouse, and I think
Yeah.
that's what they used to do it on. And it was a big circular thing that interlinked to different railroad tracks.
So
So
a
they could-
roundhouse, like Melissa, is usually indoor. Is
Yes,
yours indoor?
yeah.
Okay. And it has
Yeah.
a lot of times it'll have to do with maintenance, right? You'll have the roundhouse and they'll have like 8 bays sort of.
I've never actually been in it. It's it got converted when we had Expo 86 in Vancouver.
Mhm.
They converted it to a big party room.
Oh,
And so now it's called the roundhouse, but it isn't. I haven't got a clue how much of it they kept.
so and no maintenance for sure there. Yeah. A lot of times
Probably.
in the yard, they would have, maintenance buildings off of the roundhouse, like arms on a sea star or something like that.
Right. So Janetta got her pictures of her daughter up.
Oh, okay, good.
That's a lovely dress.
Aw.
Yes, so let me bring up my Zoom here. Yes, so that was I was up in far northern California, up out of Eureka. So that was my daughter and her new husband having their first dance.
Aw.
He did have his shirt tucked in for the ceremony, right?
Oh, yes, and a jacket. but it
Just
warmed
kidding.
up nicely when, it warmed up
Oops.
nicely by the time.
She looks lovely.
Yeah.
Did you have fun as mother of the bride?
Oh, yeah. Yes. I did, See if I can get them the
Oh, nice.
Aw.
shows. He's a very her last name's now Campbell, very a redhead there in the family now.
Scottish. Yeah.
I'll show you some of the area that is sadly now all on fire.
Where it was it?
This is up in Weaverville, California, where I was primarily
Oh,
raised,
okay.
which is about 100 miles west of what they're going through. And this was a rainbow from just the other day here in New
Oh,
Mexico.
Nice.
That's
It was
beautiful.
actually two ends. This was one end, and then the other end I took a picture of.
That's nice.
These are the Sandia Mountains that are right behind the city of Albuquerque.
Hmm.
And a girl with a lot of friends.
Oh,
Yes.
She had 8 bridesmaids.
oh wow.
That's a great photo.
Yeah.
Just lovely.
Yeah, they're just out in the Redwoods area up there out of Northern California.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. And Mama said it's done.
Now we just have to pay for it.
Already paid for, thankfully.
Oh, there you go. There
Mama
you go.
came up with no money. But if
Yeah.
you want to talk about long distance, this is a lovely little, this is in Ireland. So
Oh,
when I was in Ireland, so coming down through West Cork,
That's pretty.
it is pretty.
beautiful little bay.
I'm gonna drop off now, guys. Thank y'all for having this. This is so much fun.
Yeah. See you, Jamie.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Jamie.
My pleasure.
So yes, I'm back, and now I have a working computer again, and I'm not trying to do everything on my phone. And just got another monitor too. So I'll take a look to see what everybody's been messaging and start responding. And I did. I put my notes in. I was hoping, but I was on a flight when the last meeting was. So
That's okay. We're looking forward to it. And like life happens, right?
I
When you're
didn't
a
quite get
volunteer.
off the flight as early as I'd hoped. I like, well, they've got my notes.
We appreciated that.
They can interpret.
Yes. Ruth-Anne, did you have anything more formal to finish up with, or?
Can I interject? I think other people might have other pictures that they'd like to show.
Oh, okay.
Janetta got
Ruth-Anne
a,
has more of a presentation yet
Yeah,
to
I have a
prompt us
few
to go
more
through. So
prompts. but-
Oh.
We don't have to go through all of them, but like, yeah.
Fine.
Does anyone else have more sightseeing pictures? Or
why don't we, you do your presentation while we gather our pictures. How's that?
oh yeah, I just well, what's left from my presentation is just more like more invitations like that. Okay, next I forget what the next one is, but it's like, okay, so next I have like, I'm gonna ask about share a picture of your loved pets or loved ones, because I know we really like showing pets and loved ones. So yeah, if you guys have any pictures of animals or non-animal human animals, like, yeah, sorry, that came out wrong, your human loved ones, then yeah.
Do we have pictures of animals?
I guess while everyone is kind of gathering, getting something together, I have in my background some my parents' chickens. That my parents usually keep about like 25, around like 20 to 30 chickens, and so these are some of their these were their chickens for a few years ago, and yeah, they keep the chickens out on their acreage for eggs, and so I always have like a good supply of eggs, and they're not really, I guess they're not really pets, but you know, they're they're not supposed to be pets, because but they're, yeah, they're it's always cool to kind of go home and just watch the chickens living in their pen and living in their enclosure, and yeah, they're
Chickens can be
I really
pets.
like going home and just, oh yeah. Oh, I like that. I like to hear that. Yeah,
We
they
had a turkey that liked to be
definitely
pet.
can be. Yeah, yeah, they can be as amusing as some other pets as well. You know, just some of the crazy stuff they do, and yeah.
So this is Sophie. I am dog sitting. She is a 6-month-old, 60-pound Saint Bernard.
Big,
She is big.
very big.
Yep. Oh, there's cute.
This is my dog Tucker when he was a baby. He's about 100 pounds now, but he's half German Shepherd, half Catahoula. It's the world's
Beautiful
biggest
eyes.
baby.
Look at those eyes.
Yeah.
Look at
How to
those
use them.
eyes. Yeah. I'll jump in because I have to scoot too. If I can go that way, that's Saxon. And that
Aw,
was,
look at-
he's a senior. He is
Yeah.
a border collie mixed with a spaniel and probably a corgi. He only
Mhm.
comes up to about my knee and I'm short. But he is a sweetheart,
Yeah.
and he's the one who's hanging out in the car waiting
I was
for
gonna
us to
ask
come
that.
back. Yeah.
Nice.
So I am going to scoot. I posted a chat message saying, sorry, I got to go. And great job, Ruth-Anne. But
Okay.
McDonald's doesn't like you hanging around too long. So
Uh,
sorry. I'll talk to y'all soon one way or another. Nice to
Bye.
meet you, Priyank. Nice to meet you, Noel. Nice to meet you, Tom. Okay, see ya.
Bye, Melissa.
This is my 16-year-old Chihuahua in his favorite place, snuggled up in my blanket. So
Aw.
his little ears and eyes showing. He's like, I'm with Mama. Now, did you know that turtles can have very green eyes?
Wow.
This is my Myrtle the turtle, and she is, I think I've had her about 18 years old. She was just climbing out of the mud one day, and she's a red-eared slider, and she was a rescue. I've had her for 18 years, and she was about a year old when I got her. So, but I never noticed that they had that green eyes until I took that picture.
Turtles have a long life expectancy, right? Like if you've had them for have had it for 18 years, you're probably gonna be alive for a while longer.
Yeah, she's because she's not the she's more here. I'll give you another picture of her fully here, all nice and clean. She is she's about 10 inches across. That's as big as she's gonna get. She's a aquatic turtle, so she may not live like the big tortoises do, but that's her little pond. She likes to dive around in. But yeah, she'll live probably 22 to 25 years. In New Mexico, she's able to be outside most of the year round. I bring her in when the pond, when it starts to freeze over. I bring her inside, and she has a huge aquarium I put her in, but she loves being outside and sunning and stuff. Oh, looks like somebody's entertaining.
So yeah, so here's my family band. That's me on the right. I play bass, and then that's our friend Jamie under the red umbrella. And then my son Jim is on percussion in the back. And my husband Keith is playing guitar. And so I don't have pets, but I do have a family band.
Yeah.
And that we're called the Dill Pickers. Our last name is Dill. And so we're called the Dill Pickers. And that's my family band.
Fun.
So
Okay. Boy, I've got all sorts of pictures in here.
This is my dog Papoy.
Aw.
He loves to sleep and then go and run around the house and be a brat. But he is part of the trivia question on Slack's question today on the Minion language. His name is a Minion. So there's 2 languages that make up the Minion language. So he is part of that trivia question today.
Ooh, okay.
I miss anyone?
Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna head out and go find myself some lunch.
Bye, Janetta. Thanks for showing us your pictures.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay, I guess I'll we'll see if anyone else wants to show pets or loved ones. If not, I can go on to a different idea for what you guys can show for pictures. Okay, so what is one of your hobbies or something you like to do in your free time? You might like to, I know I like to go for walks. I like to do reading and so yeah, like what kind of things do you guys like to do when you're not having to work?
Well, this is Mally. I'm a little behind here. I finally found the photo I was looking for. For not only are there dogs, is there a dog in there, family dog. My son and my granddaughter are also in the photo. This is another photo at the beach. This one is Seaside. I know that one for sure. And Bentley is the dog. He's an American Standard Poodle, just a character, jumps straight up in the air like the circus dogs, totally hilarious. And they are also very much in love with Bentley because he's just the family dog, lots of fun. He's about 1.5 years old, and nice that my son got him during the pandemic because it's been quite a comfort. So dogs and cats are that way for us folks. That's all.
So, okay, let's see if we can get out of the way here. This is Vacation Bible School. And it is my very favorite thing in the whole world. They're outside playing some kind of game. And I do this every summer. I do Vacation Bible School. My job is not to play games or sweat or do anything hard. My job is to lead the music. And so for the week, I get to do lots of singing and dancing, and we have crazy hand motions. And this year was kind of a challenge to do that kind of thing safely. We didn't want to have to be too careful with the masking. So we had to have a format that the kids could do the singing and dancing and be really spread out. And so one of the things that we discovered that we could do in previous years, they like to hold hands and like dance in a circle. And I just kind of felt like the hand holding thing might not be the best. And so they learned to make this like choo-choo train, kind of like the locomotion, the old dance, the locomotion. And they could be like far apart and, you know, one car doing the choo-choo and then the second car. And so they'd make this choo-choo train. And that was to the song, This Train is Bound for Glory. And then some of the kids, the taller ones, would make arches. They would have two of them together and they would put their hands in the air. And so the train would go under the tunnel. And I just thought that was like super, super fun. And Vacation Bible School is like my very favorite thing. If I could make it be a full-time job that paid what I make as a technical writer, I would drop technical writing in a flash and just do that for the rest of my life. But anyway, I get to do it for a few days in the summer. So that's my thing that I love to do.
Well, photography is one of my favorite things to do. And this is October. October is coming. And one of the things that I like to photograph is aircraft. This is a photograph taken at the Wings Over Houston, which is an annual event, and well worth it if you ever get a chance to go to it, or any other event such as that. Flights are available. They deliberately fly next to the grandstand so you can take pictures like this. And they also have aircraft on the ground. So this is one of the shots I took, and I think it was at the 2014 Wings Over Houston. If you're into aviation, or especially military aviation, this is the place to go.
Behind me, I have a picture that I took of some library books. This is just sometimes when I'm not sure which book to read next, I took a picture of some library books that I saw in the window of the library before the library had opened. And so yeah, that's kind of how I kind of come up with it, get some ideas on what to read next. I've been in book clubs before, and so we're different people take turns at choosing a book. And right now I'm working on we're reading a series with a friend. The series is called The Invisible Library, and it's a really interesting kind of sci-fi fantasy series. Usually I'm not into sci-fi or fantasy, but it's a really great series. And yeah, I like reading books. I like it, spending time in the library looking at what they have. And so yeah, that's kind of something.
Well, what I like to do in my free time is design quilt patterns. So this is my latest, one of my latest designs. Of course, you can't see it, the whole thing on these pictures, but it is pictures of trees, and it is 1-inch squares for an entire king size blanket.
How long did it take you to do that, to build that?
That one took me 3 days. That was before I discovered that you can use anything other than Excel for creating little squares and coloring them in individually. It's 120 by 120.
Oh, that sounds time consuming. Sounds like, yeah. But you found something other than Excel, so that's awesome.
Yeah, I've discovered quilting patterns that help out with that now. You spend a little bit more money rather than use the free stuff when you spend that much time on it now. But it was 3 days of Excel, filling in the cells with the different colors they had in Excel.
Wow. And so do you still do do you use still use quilt patterns that are like pre-designed, like from designed by other people, or do you do a lot of like designing your own quilt patterns?
I will use other people's designs, but I tend to not follow instructions very well when I'm quilting because it's my creative time. So they never turn out quite the same way as the designer intended. So I do a lot of my own patterns.
And you get to go all out and be creative. Awesome.
So do you have any more prompts for us?
Yeah, so okay, awesome. So if you have any food pictures that you'd like to show, you can do so. I know we have lots yeah, we might want to watch lots of different eat lots of different types of food. I don't know, breakfast, dessert, dinner. Yeah. Mhm. What you're seeing here is some bread that I recently baked. It was my first time baking bread by myself, I guess. And I think I'd tried making hamburger buns before, but this was my first time really successfully making bread. And it was like a light whole wheat loaf, and so it tasted really, really delicious. And it tastes just so it makes sandwiches taste really great. Somehow, just almost I think tastes better than store-bought bread. And yeah, I know exactly what went into the bread. And it tastes yeah. So that's kind of what I've been getting into lately, is baking bread and finding out how to kind of make my bread better. So yeah.
How much of it did you eat after you pulled it out of the oven?
Thankfully only one or two slices, but there's definitely the temptation just eat all those carbs at once. Those carbs go down really well, very easily.
I have to say though, from this picture, it looks like the world's largest loaf of bread.
Yes, you're seeing a very nice close up. The thing with Zoom is you need, I guess, like you need like landscape pictures, landscape orientation of pictures, and so like I was like zooming in, and yeah, so you get a texture shot for sure.
Okay, so this is gonna be short. I don't cook, but I do eat. So this is Popeye's red beans and rice. My son brought it home for me as a present.
Well, did you eat it all?
No, but I almost did. So
What is that, a quart container, pint container?
I think a pint. It's about the size of an ice cream pint. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I guess this is an opportunity for a story. In 2001, I had a gastric bypass. Before that, I was about 300, maybe 315 pounds. And my knees started to give out. So I went to the doctor, and her plan was just she forwarded me to a surgeon, and I had the gastric bypass, and now I'm I'm about half of what I was then. And this is a food that I learned to love right after the surgery because it's very easy to digest in a way that, like, steaks and chicken and vegetables that were, fibrous. So I kind of fell in love with these at the time. And that's why I also, because my stomach's so much smaller, that's why I didn't eat the whole thing.
We apparently don't have a lot of foodies here.
So we need to like do some kind of grid about, are we artistic in the music? A lot of us love photography. I know a lot of technical writers that are really good with the visual arts, and a few of us cook, but not a whole lot of us. So everybody eats though.
Yeah.
Maybe we enjoy eating more than, taking pictures of our food. Like, oh no, once you make the food, it's kind of time to dig in.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing is it's food plus picture. So you may or may not, you may be into food, but you may not be into taking a picture of it.
Totally. Yeah. Sometimes, it doesn't have to be, food is not like, doesn't have to be aesthetically pleasing to taste good. And so I don't know, sometimes some of the pictures of my food on my phone were not like,
Yeah.
not photo worthy, but it's like, I knew that they tasted good, but it was like, oh, I don't know. That I thought that my bread that I showed was like the prettiest looking food that I could find.
Well, I was trying to find I did find some photos of food that I got in France, and I made this wonderful dinner going to the farmer's market, but it looks so huge in the background. You can barely see what it looks like. I can try it again, but it's not wanting to cooperate. But yeah, I love to cook, and it's just that I don't have most of my photos on here, but you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and try and do it because it looks stupid, but we went to the south of France to a place called Benac. That's one of my favorite hobbies is to travel. And Benac is in the south of France on the river Dordogne. And it was built in about it was built much before 1400, but a lot of the buildings are 1400s. And we stayed in one of the chateaus there, and it was quite lovely. But the first day that we got there, we got kind of lost. We were driving from the airport, and then we took a side stop, and then we found this little market out in the middle of nowhere, and we got all of this wonderful produce and a bottle of wine and foie de gras, and it was really amazing. So I'm gonna, even though this photo is really, really big, it's also very, very beautiful. If I can just, this is, okay, so this is one of the dinners that I cooked. There we go. But it's gonna look really big. If you know what I mean. It's so huge. I'm gonna move out of the way so you can, so there is a foie de gras in the top left. There's fresh asparagus, carrots, fresh carrots, and then there was a little bit of pork. I'm trying to get my chair out of the way. And, if I'd had this down narrow, you can see that it's really quite lovely. It was delicious, and everything was very fresh. And, in France, of course, southern France, they're known for their cooking. And that background doesn't work. That's why we don't have food in the background. See, and there we go. That's perfect right there. I'm in the main course.
You're on the plate.
Yeah, you're making our mouths water. We have to see that food that's close, so up close. Anyone else?
Well, here's a photograph I took on the restaurant in the hotel in Celle, Germany, just to show you that Germans like to eat. Good food, good to get food.
So Nola and Marilee are tied for food pictures from the farthest away, right? We have France and we have Germany.
Mhm.
Unless Priyank, you ate some of that snow.
No, I usually don't. I don't think I have any pictures of food ever. I mean, I don't like to waste time when food is in front of me to, wait. So yeah, it's
Food is to be
I
eaten,
really
not
don't.
photographed.
Yeah, I really don't have. I mean, in the big library of photos that I have, I don't really have even a single photo of any food items. Yeah.
Yeah, I went looking through mine, and the only photos of food I have is the stuff that's charred so badly you had to show people.
There's one reason you take pictures of food, yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to back off, and I want to thank you very much for the presentation and the group meeting. It's been very enjoyable. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming.
Okay.
Thanks for showing us Germany.
You're welcome.
Yes. Yes, it was wonderful that you all shared with us. Thank you so much.
Well, we lost Ruth-Anne. She must have lost her internet connection. So I guess we'll wrap this up. Thank you all for coming, and we'll see you next month.
Yes, and thank you for staying up so late, Priyank. Bye,
No,
Paula.
I slept. I woke up in the middle of the night, so yeah, I'm going to sleep again.
Okay, well, it was
Well,
pleasant.
Yeah, if you eat something before you go to bed, take a picture, share with us.
Yes, for our next meeting, yes, sure. I'll make a note of it.
That's hilarious. Very good point, Vicky.
Thank you. Nice meeting you all, guys. Thank you.
Nice meeting
Nice
you
meeting you
too.
too.
Thank you for taking the time. All of you. All right. I'm gonna
Bye.
leave. Bye.
Looks like it's just me. Oh. Hey, we lost you.
Yeah, sorry, my computer died and apparently
They do
wasn't
that.
plugged in. Okay. Yeah, awesome. So we've all kind of gone on to other things. So yeah.